Hello, this is the Fletcher Friday Report for May 22nd, 2026. I thought I'd start by just letting you know a little bit about Fletcher. It is an algorithm I built. I was frustrated with my investing emotions and average returns from picks that I was making. There wasn't a system for me to follow. I was all over the board. And I thought, there's got to be a better way. So I created Fletcher as an algorithm that sends me signals each month. There are no more than 6 holdings at a time, and could be as few as 3, but historically it's usually around 4 or 5, all with the goal of outperforming other investments. I am an individual investor, just like you, I assume. I'm not providing personalized stock recommendations or financial advice. I started my investing with Fletcher January 1st with about 1/3 of my retirement portfolio. And today it has outperformed my other investments, so it's now sitting at around 45% of my portfolio. The Friday Fletcher report basically just looks at the performance of Fletcher and compared to the S&P. There might be other indexes that you might want to compare it to. Let me know. The Friday report is nothing more than a way to mark time with some numbers, satisfy my own curiosity. There are no actions related to this report, just information, no signals today. Fletcher this week, generally good, positive. It's tracking with the market for the most part. Fletcher is not sending any signals. That happens on the 1st of each month. The general sentiment with Fletcher has been positive, just like the overall market. Yes, we've had ups and downs, but overall everything feels positive. If you're one like me to occasionally check in with the fear and greed index, you'll know that the greed area is where the needle is pointing. I'm not an expert with the fear and greed index, but everything looks pretty bullish right now. Individual indicators that make up the index are somewhat mixed, and I don't follow the market super closely. Out of curiosity, I might watch it, but I'm not making trades daily or hourly, sometimes even weekly, based on the market. I might look for an opportunity if there's a big down day, but overall, I'm just continuing to hold, letting time be my friend. So let's take a moment and look at some numbers. In the last 7 days, Fletcher has performed at about 3% growth. Compared to the S&P is coming in about 1% this last week. Even on a per-week basis, Fletcher's positive. Not that I like to judge anything on a 1-week basis. Since the 1st of the month, which is when our last signal was, Fletcher has performed 16% positive, and the S&P is at about 3% since May 1st. Year-to-date is where it gets fun. Fletcher is at about 149%. The S&P is at about 9%. The S&P is in, obviously, record territory, 9%. It's on track to maybe do 18, 20 for the year. I'd like to see Fletcher hit 200% this year, but that could be wishful thinking. It's fun to look at headlines, and for me, headlines basically trigger memories. And with what's been going on in Iran the last 6 to 8 weeks has made me think about what I experienced as a kid. I was 12 years old. Carter was the president. There was a huge issue with what was going on in the Middle East. My cousin and I saw that as an opportunity because what we were seeing were lines of cars at the gas stations. And growing up in Dallas, there was a lot of heat. We saw it as an opportunity to take our bikes and a bunch of Kool-Aid and sell it to all the people waiting in line to get gas. When I see issues with gas and oil prices, that's what triggers my memory. A couple of questions have come up this week regarding Fletcher. One question was, someone was asking me what the ticker symbol for Fletcher is. Fletcher is not a fund. Fletcher is not a stock. It's an algorithm with a subscription to monthly signals. Another question that came up this week was, what did Fletcher do during the 2007 and 2008 financial crisis? I have backtested Fletcher back 8 years. I don't have all the data collected to continue to go further back, although it is on my to-do list. One thing I can tell you is over the 8 years that I have backtested, The results are approximately 90% gain per year. There are some years that are stronger than others. If you look at the worst 5 years, a way to basically knock out the top 3 of the last 8, the average was 35% per year return. I love charts. I love data, so be looking for more information about this in the future. This puts another positive week for Fletcher in the books. Thank you for listening today. Let me know what questions you may have. To learn more about Fletcher and the algorithm, go to FletcherInvestor.com. Have a great week, and let's connect again next Friday.